Alright, here we are, kind of in a patch of woods. We have several declining ash trees in here that we're going to take off. We got a heavy communication line right there. So I've got to climb around, dump that stuff off. We got a nice white fence down here, so we got to be careful not to wreck that. We've got some smaller trees here. We might be able to roll some branches off and make a gentle fall. That big one out there, I've got an alternative tie-in point in this cherry. I could tie in tall on this cherry. It's next to an ash that is still alive. I could tie into. And we get a couple of small ones that we would just probably fall into the buckthorn and pull out. This one, I think we can send it. We're gonna send that right in there. We gotta avoid this line, but we got a little bit of material up there, but it'll go that way. We got a good lean. You plunge cut it, cut the back strap, and she'll go right there. This big one is gonna take, I'm gonna climb up there anyways, and then that one's fairly alive, so that'll be real climbable. I can spear cut a huge piece there and just let her drop in here. We can get it out of there. So this is my first big climbing day since I have started this carnivore diet. I'm 37, this is day 37, so I'm getting pretty far into it. I'm feeling good, but it's gonna be interesting. I ate about a 16-ounce ribeye this morning, 4 or 5 slices of bacon, a little bit of liver, and a couple of eggs. So I got a lot of food in me. And I'm gonna try to just do a 12-hour fast today as I'm working. Got some electrolyte water along, and I've got a few climbs here. So here's another one that I'll probably climb up. I can tie into that cherry as well when I'm up there. So yeah, gamey trees. We're having fun, and I forgot my backpack, so I don't have my GoPro or anything. I was going to record this thing, but we'll have to get some phone footage along the way and give you some info. So I'll let you know how I'm feeling later today. We're test driving this Intrepid today, the 130. So I think, yeah, this is our tie downs way up here. You know, this is pretty heavy down here in Intrepid. You can put a little teardrop right in here. We can put our chains right in there, nice down low. That would be highly preferred. If we buy one and that's not there, there just might be a laser cutter somewhere that we'll have that done. Just saying. And this is pretty thick. Like, our chains don't go through the hole. And so that's interesting. So a couple things. We'll have to get different chain hooks, that's all. But we're gonna have fun with that. Evidence that Kevin does drag crutch. Okay, we're gonna fell this one.
Is caught in all kinds of buckthorn. And the machine says, who cares? Come on, buddy. Okay, it cares a little bit. It's gonna re-grab. He's gonna get in a different position. He's got a straighter pull from that direction. Like that. That's the way. I like it. Nice. You dropped the bigger piece of that. get that the next time.
So when I bore cut, I knew I was high over here, but it was, you know, not any higher than like a traditional notch. So I was a little thick in the middle, but ash hinges well. There wasn't any, you know, risk of a split or anything. So that came over nicely, and it dropped right where we wanted to. I had angled it, you know, that way because the top of the crown was over towards that walnut. So that was a good angle to bring it away from the walnut. So now we've got this one kind of up in that cherry, and we're going to angle it this way and try to get it to roll out of that cherry. Okay, so this top I can leave on here because we can get that to go out there. So I wanted to bring my climbing rope down with me. So I had a single line, and I was just using my Big Dan like a mini, you know, around the tree. So then I just came down and hooked it to my second bridge, and now I've got a double rope system with the akimbo. So then I can go down and I can retrieve my rope when I'm on the ground. So gamey trees, we're having fun. Yeah, in regard to the carnivore diet, I'm cramping up a little bit. I probably need a little better electrolyte balance on a heavy day like this. So it's going to be interesting by 4 o'clock. I've been prone to cramps all my life, but I've got to really watch my electrolyte balance with this diet. But I've got to climb these over here. So I want to leave this tie-in point, but I'm going to tie it at the base. I'm going to tie it at the base so I can retrieve it later.
job. We had a real consistent hinge this time. Game of trees, we're having fun.
Oh, I turned it on. Game of trees, we're having fun.
That's a nice, about an 1.25 inch hinge all the way across. So on this one, after doing the last plunge cut, and I was a little high on the opposite side, so I cut this a little higher because I wanted to be a little shorter. You still rake that buckthorn, but who cares? We'll remove that buckthorn. So I wanted to leave some stump here, and this height kind of made it easier to line up that big long saw on the plunge and get myself level and move through there. And I came through back here and then angled in, so we can probably see that on my plunge. Came in here, the plunge came in, got enough bar in here before I turned, because with a pretty long bar, you don't want to throw your chain. You come in here before you start plunging. So then I've got quite a bit of wood on my chain before I'm pushing that tip through there. And then came through here, and I had a lot to eat up. So then Mike was on the other side coaching me on where to stop. So he stopped me at exactly the right point. And then I could have cut straight out, but this was a pretty heavy lean, so I knew I was going to have a pop. So I just thought it'd be better to come in just below, so it can't take your saw at a curve. And so you leave that extra on the stump. So you come just under your plunge cut, and it breaks away. All right, good job. Mike's got his 592 lemon saw. Doesn't have to bend that old back over. Good job. We are having fun. Well, if I ever forget my electrolytes back at the shop again, I'm going back to get them because I have had severe cramps today. So I'm gonna have to really work on that balance when I'm out working and make sure everything's accounted for. Eli's bringing them down, so I'm gonna be, recovering here after lunch. But I bought some. I got some salt and ate some salt, but it was just white salt, so that's like garbage. So anyways, yeah, it's been kind of a tough day in that regard, but we're getting stuff done. And I moved the bucket truck into place. I think just with the cramping, it'll be better to be in the bucket truck versus climbing. So making adjustments. We had it along, might as well use the tool. So, game of trees, we're having fun. Well, it's 2:55. I spent the last couple hours in the bucket truck, and that was productive. That was the first time I used the bucket truck since we had the master cylinder needed to be replaced, and we were deferring that because we had so many truck maintenance issues. It was running, it was in the fleet. So we had to use it as a truck. It's a forestry body. So we couldn't give it up for for a week to get the master cylinders fixed, and we can climb. But it was definitely a lifesaver here. So now we can send some. So I'm gonna put on a camera. Except I think Eli brought my stuff, but I don't know if he brought my camera mount. I tell you, what a day. Everything forgotten. My cramps are subsiding, but they're still, there. So I did get my electrolyte bottle though. So this is LMNT electrolytes, and they're dynamite. So I'm getting some potassium and magnesium, and it's good. So, but I did at lunchtime, I'd heard something in a lot of the stuff that I've been listening to, that if you just eat some salt, like put down some salt, and the only thing I had was the salt at the store, just plain white salt, but I put down about 6 packets, and that made me feel better. It really did. So anyways, game of trees. We're having fun. I'm gonna go and drop some trees.
Okay, this is what I'm talking about. To have a grapple that heals against something. A lot of the grapples on the market are made to swing freely, and you can't get them healed against anything. Look at this, you can't wrap around a pile of brush like that. With the free hanging grapples, you can't do that. You gotta come straight down on top of it. You feel like the kid in the restaurant with the little grapple thing that steals quarters. You can't get it to drop on top of anything. You can't scoop stuff up. It's very critical to scoop stuff up. The only grapple that I've seen that markets that has a unique selling position is the beaver squeezer grapple. That is probably the next grapple I buy, because I had one in the past, and then I've now discovered that not all grapples are made the same. This Vermeer one is good. It heals against that. So when you open the claw all the way, now if you turn the claw the other way, you know, you've got your free hanging grapple. So you've got the best of both worlds, you know, depending on what you need. But to have something that it heals against, and then you can tilt it all the way up. I mean, we have opposable thumbs for a reason, and this makes it like your opposing thumb. So yeah, that is a great feature. And Vermeer, I think, stopped making this kind of grapple. So we just keep fixing this one because it's what we want. So this Intrepid has been good for us today. I think we've put 3 hours on it, and we've moved several trees. We've been conscious to, you know, shut it off wherever we can. And it's, you know, definitely different than a Mini. I drove it a little bit, and it's, you know, a little getting used to, but once you figure out the buttons, I like that you don't have to disengage the drive. You can just let your foot off the gas, and then it stops. So you actually have to apply throttle to get the machine to move, so you don't have that potential of surging forward or anything like that. As soon as you take your foot off the pedal, you stop. That's a great feature. And now you can heel against there and just pick those up. And it just makes them more stable than having them swinging around on a free hanging grapple. I like the articulation, and that it's the front that moves, not the rear. So it's not an all-wheel steer, it's a true articulating grapple with the front wheels doing all the turning. And that eliminates the rear swing. There's no rear swing on this, so you can't get surprised with the corner of the house or whatever you're trying to miss, or a tree in the woods. So this has been a good trial. I like it. I'm sure Terry and I will talk more about it. And once you get the controls down, you know, speed, you kind of go slow to go fast right now, but it feels like you could get very comfortable with this and move around pretty efficiently. And we're kind of thinking in our brains, you know, it looks like it takes a long time to grab that, but you kind of got to intuitively think through what you're doing, because the controls are just different. Now there is right now, for the rotation of the grapple, you got to move this tall lever on the side here. But the dealer told me that can be switched with one of the buttons. One of the buttons on the joystick operates the telescoping boom, like that. And that's nice to have on the button, but you don't use that nearly as much as the rotator. So if
that's true that the rotation can go to the button and the telescope would go to the lever, that would be a far more preferred situation for us. And my little joke with the rotating grapples, everybody I buy a grapple from, they're like, do you want a rotating one? Like, the only person that buys a non-rotating grapple is one who's never used a rotating grapple. They're so good to have. We're coming around the corner of a house and you can finesse the load around the corner. I mean, you're not gonna swing the load against the house to turn it. It's nice to have that power rotation. So we've used that. You know, it's just, I won't buy a grapple without power rotation. It's worth the extra money and the extra weight. So good job, Intrepid. This is a good machine. Now for the planning on when to add it to the fleet. That's the next deal. So, trees. We're having fun. It's almost the end of the day. Got one more fall. I'm gonna try to send that dash out of that cherry up there. Pretty good sized log. Handling it with ease. That's 20-inch diameter. Like that. Just extend it out and put the log where you want Got a real consistent hinge this time.
All right, we got a dump truck of wood loaded and it's out of here. The landscaper that we're working with here took the wood, so his guys loaded up the wood. So we got 5 ash trees in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, a little one back there. And then we're taking out a locust tree. Kind of see a pink ribbon or a orange ribbon over here. It's got a crack in it in that line of locust, so we'll take that out too. So Eli was going to have me doing sales tomorrow, but I said I kind of want to work this. It's you know, and I want to do day 2. I suffered today with cramps, and I want to see if it was my mistake. You know, did I you know not take the electrolytes, and can I really prepare for it better tomorrow and see if I can't have a better result? So that's one of the reasons I want to work tomorrow, is to just figure this out. If this is going to be a lifestyle for me, I got to figure out how to manage it. So we'll see. The next week's video will be about day 2. So game of trees, we're having fun in the woods. Kinda in the woods. We're on a busy road.
There's always a risk when you're playing the game of trees.